Chapter 545 to 546 Absolute Strength. XUjang ignored the commotion below and continued calmly. Third, internal strife is strictly prohibited within the region. In the past 6 months, the number of human deaths caused by internal strife is very terrible. Among them are some aliens. I don't want to see such a situation again. I don't think you want to live in fear every day. So, the internal strife must end immediately. Anyone who dares to invade other areas can complain to the Federation, and I will send someone to make a ruling. The third point made some forces excited. Not every alien in every force is aggressive. After experiencing the brutal struggle since the end of the world, there are always some people who want to live a peaceful life. Zhou Kur heard this and looked at Zhang Yi with some relief. If it can be like this, wouldn't it be great? Zhang Yi curled his lips and sneered softly. Too naive. Just listen to this sentence. Don't take it seriously. If that kind of thing can be solved so easily, there will not be so many turmoil in the past and present. Human greed is endless. There will always be people who desire stronger power and more supplies to invade others. Sure enough, as soon as XUjang finished speaking, the female leader of Day's city, Gu Hongdai, raised her hand and asked coquettishly, "But what if some weak forces occupy resource-rich areas? Isn't that a waste?" When she said this, she glanced at Zhang Yi. Not only them, many people subconsciously looked at Chen Jingguan. Chen Jingguan was so angry that his face turned red. But he had no choice. Today, he was famous in the entire Jiangnan region, the kind that was embarrassing. XUjang frowned and said in a deep voice, "The region will coordinate the redistribution of resources. Moreover, the resources in your respective areas of influence are enough for you to survive, right? The number of survivors in the Jiangnan region is now less than 5%, and it is impossible for there to be a shortage of survival supplies. And the supplies that Gu Hongdai mentioned are naturally not what is needed for survival, but what is needed for strategy. For example, machinery factories, weapons, vehicles, and population. If you want to expand your power and become stronger, these are all necessary. Not everyone just wants to survive in the end times. Many people are ambitious and want to conquer a kingdom in this chaotic world and become the king." Gu Hongdai curled her lips with a mischievous smile on her face and obviously did not take XUjang's words seriously. The faces of the aliens at the scene were full of contempt, and they all felt that the requirements of the Jiangnan district were too overbearing and unreasonable. In the crowd, a man with white cloth wrapped around his body stood up. He stared at XUjang and said with a cold look in his eyes, "Does the Jiangnan district mean to recruit all of us and let you do whatever you want? If we have to listen to your arrangements for everything we do, wouldn't it be the same as puppets?" A voice of approval came from below. XUjang's face did not change at all. It was just very abrupt that a subtle sound of breaking through the air sounded in everyone's ears. The next moment, the head of the alien flew high from his neck. Blood splattered, splashing on the faces of several people nearby. His body was still standing, but his head fell on the table in front of him. Zhang Yi's eyes condensed, and he captured everything that had just happened. The alien was at least 30 meters away from the rostrum, but at that moment, the guard standing behind XUjang suddenly made a move. 3 thin steel wires flew out from the sleeve of his right hand, cutting off the alien's head in the air. But the speed of his move was so fast that no one at the scene could react. Swish! The 3 steel wires flashed silver light in the air. They were too thin and could not be seen clearly without careful observation. It was only because there was a trace of blood on them that people noticed it. Sun Luxuan retracted his steel wire, then slowly adjusted his black goat leather gloves, then put his hands behind his back and looked at the venue with a smile. This move made the venue silent again, because the person who just spoke, many people knew, was a leader of a force in Sichuan City. It is said that he is very powerful, a Delta-level alien, at the same level of strength as Xiao Honglian and Wei Dinghai. However, such an alien was beheaded in one move. What a powerful deterrent this is. The guard can kill the white-clothed alien in seconds, so he can naturally kill most of the aliens at the scene in seconds. Zhang Yi's eyes became deep. The guards around XUjang are really terrifying. Maybe they are even stronger than the border troops. The 13 cities in Jiangnan, except for a few areas such as Blizzard City and Tianhai City, have not had direct contact with the Jiangnan region. They naturally cannot understand that their strength is far from enough compared to the top combat power of Blizzard City. It's just that they are the kings and hegemons within their own territory, which gives them false confidence. Let them still. I thought I was qualified to talk to XUjang. However, although they were only a few dozen meters away from XUjang, in terms of the authority and strength they possessed, it was like a chasm between them. An alien murmured in astonishment. He actually took action. Sun Lishuan's attack shattered many people's fantasies. And with Sun Lishuan's move, the doors at the back and on both sides of the venue were also opened. Bailey Chongqing appeared here with the members of the Black Robe team and a large number of Yanyan guards. The atmosphere at the scene was solemn. Even Deng Shintong twisted his wrist, his eyes were cold, and there was a mocking smile on the corner of his mouth. This strong sense of oppression made everyone present seem a little panicked. Zhang Yi's eyes were shining. Although he didn't think that Blizzard City would take action to purge, he was still ready to escape. Ahem. At this time, XUjang's voice came from the speakers. Don't get me wrong. He stared at the people in the meeting and said coldly, I'm not discussing this with you. I'm just informing you. Any member who refuses to join the Superpower Federation will be regarded as opposing the Federation and the entire Jiangnan district. And such forces and such people don't need to exist on this land. Zhang Yi smiled indifferently. It should have been like this. He had realized it a long time ago. But he didn't expect that there would be so many idiots trying to reason with a behemoth like the Jiangnan district. Some even dared to openly stand up and sing the opposite tune. Maybe their brains have been frozen by the temperature of more than 60 degrees below zero. With every new chapter it becomes more crazy. If you are eager to know more, then subscribe quickly if not already and comment to cheer me up. Thanks, my dear viewers.